Hi, welcome to my channel, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get crafting. I was playing on Pinterest one night and I saw these really gorgeous pictures with reclaimed wood, and I thought, I wonder if I could make something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I got this really kind of funny looking sign at the Target dollar spot months and months ago, and then I got the little family word also, I believe, from, it was either Target or Michael's. And I thought, this sign has some good bones. I'm not into the magic shop part of it, but I have this really cool contact paper that I use to make a faux reclaimed wood headboard. And I thought, I bet this would look so good. I got it on Amazon. I don't think I still have the link, but I'll try to find one similar. And I thought this could be so cool. So using this kind of MDF wood sign to make a reclaimed wood faux sign. And I'm just measuring the pieces for the two sides, and I'll also measure a piece for the middle, and then I'll cut it out with my little blade. This contact paper is so easy to put on. It's a pretty thick paper, and I think that's what makes all the difference. If you find one and it's really thin, it sticks and you have to keep moving it around. This one, it was really easy to manipulate, and then I just kind of rolled it down slowly, the backing, and so that I would only reveal a little bit at a time so I could smooth it out. You guys, I'm so sorry my head keeps getting in the way. I've got to figure out a way to get my camera way up above so that when I lean in to see something closer, my head doesn't pop in. So please ignore that. I'm just using my little Cricut scraper. Honestly, you could use anything that has a flat edge, and you could even use your hands if you want. It's just nice that this one kind of helps get rid of any bubbles, and I was hardly getting any. Anyway, I just wanted to be extra careful. I decided to go ahead and paint those two bars of wood on either side. Bars, I don't know what they're called, supports. I decided to paint those in white, and I'm using my plaster color actually from Waverly. And I just thought that looked really good. It made it really look more like wood. And so I did two sides on each one, and the top, and then of course the very top and bottom. And then I'm going to take a little bit of antique wax, and I'm going to do some distressing, not just on the white, but also on the paper, the contact paper, because I want to make this all look like real wood. And that ends up doing that. And then I even do a little distressing with the plaster over the reclaimed wood contact paper, and it ends up looking so realistic. It's a great technique. So if you don't have access to reclaimed wood for real, you could easily do this with contact paper, or even just by painting, making it look like that. You could paint that if you really wanted to, but this was super easy, you guys. This DIY is so easy, and it's such a nice substantial piece when it's all done. I'm going to use my Kills white primer to paint that wooden sign that says family. I want it to be very stark white. I do want this to stand out, and this is whiter than the color plaster. And I'm going to do the whole front, the sides, in between all the letters. I will not do the back, but I'll do everything else because you won't see the back. It's going to be attached. And here you see me going in and doing some more of that distressing with that white. I just wanted to give it more dimension, and I felt like all the different colors really did that. So now I'm going to take my family sign, and I'm going to make sure that everything is good, and I'm going to sit it on each of those white pieces of wood that are on each side, and it fits just perfectly that way. And I used some E6000 to give a permanent hold. I love how this turned out. I hope you do too. Today's video is a collaboration with 5 other amazing YouTube channels. It is hosted by one of my closest friends on YouTube, Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. Her channel link will be down below. You've got to check out her channel, not to mention all the other creators in this particular collaboration. I'm going to have a playlist down below in my description box. Please go and visit them. You'll love what they're going to create. We're all doing something with wood. And when you get there, please tell them that Lisa Marie said hi. And if you've come over from one of the other channels, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope you'll consider joining me on YouTube by hitting the red subscribe button and then turning on the notification bell so you always know when I have a new video coming up. I do all kinds of DIYs in different styles. There's something for everyone. For this DIY, I wanted to make something for my husband's desk. He has things everywhere, and I don't know how he finds anything, although he says he knows where everything is. But I thought I'd make him a little organization center so he could hang reminders, keep his pens and pencils, that kind of stuff. So I'm using these planks from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use 6 of them, and then these 2 little drawers. And I'm actually going to take out the little drawer inserts and use those and leave the others for a future DIY. I've also got this piece from another Dollar Tree sign that was just a piece of plastic with a little clip on it. And then I found this super cute little ampersand sign at a thrift store. And then I took a little Dollar Tree frame, took out the center, and I'm going to use that piece as well. I'm using the Antique Wax by Waverly right now to apply it as a stain. So I'm just putting it on and then rubbing it off. And then I'm going to hot glue each of these planks together. And once I get them all together, I'm going to go back and I'm going to shore them up on the back with some popsicle sticks, as you will see here. So funny story, I don't know why, but I only stained 5 of those planks instead of 6, and so later on you'll see me adding the 6 because I realized, wait, this isn't as long as I needed it to be. Oh well, things happen, right? I'm going to take those popsicle sticks, figure out how I want to place them. I'm actually going to have to trim the middle ones down a little bit, and then I'm just going to hot glue them over the seams and across so that this way my sign will stay together. And I forgot to show it on camera, but I do finish off the back of the sign because I love doing that with craft paper. To make this look a little more finished and high-end, I'm going to take some more popsicle sticks and I'm going to measure across the front of that drawer where the little cutout is and create some little wood planks to put on there. I love that look. Once I have my 4 little wood planks for each of those drawers, I'm going to hot glue them right to the front, and then I'm going to sand off any rough edges, and I'm going to do the same thing where I stain the drawers using the Waverly Antique Wax and then rub off the excess. I want everything to have a really nice, cohesive, finished look. Also, I want it to look a little bit on the rustic side because that's what my husband likes. Now I'm going to take that little frame from the smaller picture where I took the center out, and I'm going to also stain that with the Antique Wax by Waverly. And I'm going to do everything but the very, very top because I'm going to do a galvanized look for that one. To create the galvanized look, I use a little bit of the metallic silver, a little bit of gray, a little bit of black, and a little bit of white. And I just keep dabbing it on until it looks the way I want it to. And I'm going to be comparing it to my little ampersand, which is actually already galvanized. So I want it to look like they belong together. And I think I accomplished that. It's a super easy technique. It's just something you play with until you get it the way you want it. You could go as distressed as you want. You could add a different color for rust, like burnt umber, whatever you like. Honestly, it's to your liking, and this is the way that I wanted it to look. And you can see it's starting to look a lot like metal instead of wood. I'm going to take a little bit of jute twine from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to make a hanger. I'm going to hot glue it to the back, make a little loop, and then I'm going to put a little bit of masking tape over each side, and that seems to really hold those down perfectly with the combination of the hot glue and the masking tape. And after I cover the back with the craft paper, you won't see the masking tape or any of that. You'll just see the little twine hanging out. I wanted to give it a little bit of color, so I have this really cute scrapbook paper, and I'm going to trace that piece of plastic all around. And we're going to use that plastic as a little whiteboard, because you can use dry erase markers on it and then wipe it right off if you need to give yourself reminders or have little notes. So I'm just going to put a dot of hot glue in the four corners, and I'm going to attach it to the back so you can just see it right through, and then it'll always have that pretty pattern behind it. It's right about now when I realized that I didn't do all 6 planks, because I was positioning everything and all of a sudden I went, uh-oh, there's not enough room. So I think I did it off camera, but I added the 6th plank, and now I'm going to position everything. I'm going to hot glue my little drawers down with those wood planks facing forward, and I'm going to attach the little blue whiteboard and the box at the top that has the ampersand in it, and I'm loving the way this came out. I've got this black faux leather. It was actually gifted to me by my friend Lisa Kennedy, Dollar Mom, here on YouTube, and it's from the Dollar Tree. I'll link her channel below so you can check her out. Thanks, Lisa. And I'm going to attach it to cover that seam, and I'm going to use it in 2 other places just for a little bit of embellishment, and I just really like it. It kind of made it a little more masculine, and since this is going in my husband's office area, I wanted to make sure it wasn't overly feminine, because he likes things, like I said, a little rustic and maybe a little more masculine. And I'm just continuing to position everything and then hot glue it down. And this is the little frame that's going to go around the ampersand. And once that is dry with the hot glue, then I will also do the same thing to the ampersand itself and attach it. And I'm just reinforcing all those seams in there to make sure it stays. It's not holding anything, so I didn't need to use E6000, but I did want to get a pretty decent hold. And I'm also going to attach the little dry erase plastic and make sure that that's down. And boy, this is just shaping up really nice. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. And the good news is that my husband loves it. So that's, I guess, what really matters, right? Since it's a gift for him. And I am going to add a couple more pieces of that faux leather, like I mentioned, just one above and below the little dry erase plastic, because I thought that really just kind of made it look a little bit more finished and, like I said earlier, high end. And you know, you could use this to hold pencils and things, or you could put flowers in the bottom, whatever you like. Did you know that I'm on social media? You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Same name, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. Come on over and say hi. This DIY is super simple. I'm using a coaster, 2 little pallet planks from the Dollar Tree, some florals from the Target Dollar Spot, some burlap from Walmart, and that's it. And I'm going to attach the 2 little planks together. And then I'm going to stain them with the antique wax, putting it on and then rubbing off the excess. And I am going to do both sides on this because that's how I'm going to finish this one off. It doesn't make sense to put craft paper on it because of the slats. And I'm just making sure to cover every single piece of wood with this stain. I am also going to slightly distress the little coaster since it looks like it's got little wood planks on it too. I'm just going to go ahead and add some of the antique wax to that so that it will match with this kind of a rustic wood theme. I'm going to take the burlap and I'm going to cut out a piece so that it can lay right under the coaster and on top of the wood. And I'm going to fray the edges a little bit. I just want to add that for just that little extra embellishment and kind of that, again, rustic feel. I'm going to use just a little bit of hot glue, and be careful if you do this because the hot glue comes right through the burlap and you can burn yourself. I had to be super careful because I always burn myself, but I need to be better. And then I'm also going to hot glue the coaster right on top of that, right in the center. And I'm loving the way that looks, but of course I'm thinking it needs something more. So I've got these little florals. I'm going to cut off some of the little greenery pieces and position them at the top. I'm going to add a little flower, and I'm also going to add a little jute bow just because I just feel like it needed something extra. I'm actually very happy with how it turned out. For the jute bow, I just wrapped the jute around 2 fingers until I, got it thick enough. And then I tied another piece of jute right in the center. And then I just cut open the loops. And literally that's all I did to make that bow. Super easy, and it's really cute. And now I'm just hot gluing down the greenery, kind of like with the stems in the center so that it goes out on each side. And then I will place that little bow. And then in the center of the bow, I'm going to put a cute little flower. And I think that really finishes this piece off, and I really like it. It's not too many steps. It was super simple to do. You could go without the florals. You could go without the bow, but just do it to the style that it fits your home and what you like. And let's take one last look at these wood DIYs for this wonderful collaboration that I got to participate in. Jenny's going to be doing this challenge every month with different creators, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. Don't forget the playlist is down in the description box, as well as Jenny Lovely Moments Creating's channel link. And make sure you watch all of the creators' videos. It's going to be so cool to see all these different ideas of what we did with wood. I hope you liked mine. I loved making them, and I can't wait to give my husband his little organizer. And to let me know you're still here at the end, leave me a tree down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the time that you take to watch my videos. It means so much. I will hope to see you in my next video, and please remember that you are a blessing to me.